care about. It's because they believe in the victory. It's because they believe it's worth it, and because they know it's going to work. So that really gives me hope and positivity. They know it's going to work. The future, the evolution is bright. The evolution, you can't stop evolution. You can delay it a bit, but it's the normal course of things in this universe. Evolution and shifting in higher frequency and spiritual opening and blossoming. And every species does it one day or another. And we're doing it. We are just a bit held back by these scumbags of invaders. But it's all right. They have good hope in the outcome. They're working hard.
Wait,
And yeah,
go ahead.
Go on.
Well, I don't want to get. I mean, I can wait. Just keep with your flow.
Okay. They ask us mainly what often Toran told me to say this, to tell them, to the Terrans, tell them that they are more powerful than they have been conditioned to believe. Mm-hmm. That they came with full-on operational DNA, that they just need to activate it. And how they do that? By raising their frequency, our frequency. What is raising our frequency? Suddenly refusing fear, because fear is the tool of these invaders to enslave us. Mind control, emotional control. Refuse fear. Fear is not part of your world. Center into yourself. Look at your light being and connect with the cosmos, with the source, and suddenly you will activate. Emotions, only peace, only love. And this is how you rise your vibration. And this is the future of humanity. And they ask us that a lot, to rise our vibration and be aware of our power.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is all so amazing, because it's just so confirming to what I've kind of gotten from the research I've tried to do and the downloads that have come in, and it's just so, in alignment. I mean, do you get any information of, I mean, when do these kind of wars stop? If there is this aggressive sort of intruder race, I mean, what kind of happens to them? Is that a part of this duality we need to sort of live out in order to awaken? And then once we do awaken, we're not so much in the line of fire or so vulnerable? Or is it sort of like, as long as we're in a free will universe, there's always going to be a predator kind of force, maybe?
Well, we could have avoided it, but that's there are two things. We could have avoided it but that's how these races invade worlds. But then when you speak with all these beings who are a bit more enlightened, I've heard things like source is the origin of everything. They call her or she. They give it a feminine gender. Some races say it's neutral. Some races, like the Pleiadians, they call her she. They call her Imana, the Great Mother. She contains the positive and the negative. Even if it is she, because she is a matrix of all life and all consciousness. She creates everything. Everything is created from her. And the negative, the destructive and the constructive forces are created as equal. And it is the balance, it is the fight, the dynamics to try to balance the both, that the both are going to kind of fight to just get above each other. The baddies want to be stronger, the light workers want to eradicate the baddies, and then this dynamics holds the structure of the multiverse together. Because if there was only a neutral force, it will be death, no life. That creates life. That creates evolution. That creates triggering and evolution of consciousness for all races.
Right. Totally. That balance and the integration of polarity. But then there's the AI. Is there anything like what's up with that, the mimicking sort of archonic, AI
Mm.
kind of stuff, and how that relates, to the mother, or anything about the Sophia
No.
energy you hear about? Or
No, all what is AI and synthetic life forms are part of the tools and the way of the dynamic of the negative, the destructive force.
so the AI is the destructive force, and it's a part of that balancing act, because
Yes.
it looks like it's artificial to mimic maybe a lower vibration within us that we can grow beyond when we start to interface with it and we begin to overcome it. Would you say that that's kind of how it works?
Yes, yes. It's part of the trigger, the tools. Triggers are here to push you, to kick you, to make an extra effort to evolve. If there wasn't any trigger, we would be all lazy. So that's why it's there. But these gray and reptilian race, they don't understand really. They don't understand it really, and so that's why the people like the Pleiadians, they it's not that they're fighting them, but they contain them in the right balance, and they try to limit the damages they do to other people. That's what they do. And here we don't often understand how the Galactic Federation is not just killing them all. And first, you need to ask the right way, and then they try not to kill life. They try. What they do when they clean these underground bases and they find sometimes greys or reptilians, they take them off-world and they send them back out of the solar system. They try not to kill them, because that's what they try to do most as possible,
Right.
not to kill. And they give them chance, because always this free will. And they always have the free will, these bodies, to go to the light. Oh my God, Toran told me some stories of, he saw a reptilian Sikar, that's their name, turning out to the light. He was taken on a ship, and I don't know how, he met somebody who had compassion for him, and he felt the love of this person, the compassion, and he never tasted it, because they speak of energy like taste sometimes, or smell. It's funny. And that opened something, and it just broke down in emotion, this reptilian guy, and he asked shelter to the Federation, and he changed. He passed to the light, and Toran saw that, and he sent me the visions of his memories, and it was super emotional, frightening to see a reptilian, but they're very, very ugly, very frightening. But seeing that, it was like, oh, wow. And they have this plan, these reptilians. They send, because they produce a lot of clones from greys, because it's very easy, small greys. They're Solipsirae species of small greys. And they use them, they send them to a planet. And they say they play a trick. It's always the same trick. It's, oh, we are dying race, we need genetic material because we're a dying race, and could we do some abductions, please, to oh yes, no, yeah, but we give technology in exchange. Okay, then.
And but didn't they, people say that that's how they presented themselves to Eisenhower? Did
Yes.
he
Yes.
heard that from them?
Yes.
But he didn't sign anything. It was
No.
MK12
No.
who did.
Oh, he didn't want. No, he didn't want to.
So he heard them say that, and he didn't sign the treaty.
No.
And then they did it behind his back, and then have been blaming him ever since. I know I just said that earlier.
I know he didn't say, oh no,
I've been like, this is what I'm getting, folks, and it's just like,
no,
it's
it didn't.
It's always on him, and I've been trying to answer to people for the last decade.
It's the Majestic 12 who signed with them,
the Greys. And it was going on before this administration, from what I heard.
Yes. And when Eisenhower learned about that, he was angry, and he was like furious, and he wanted, Valthor said he tried to have access to some documents, and he couldn't. They wouldn't let him access some documents, probably these agreements, I don't know, with Greys. And he couldn't access them. And he told me about the CIA, that the CIA was bad, was as well involved with that.
Yep. And I heard, I heard some things too. I mean, you're getting the real deal information, but that they were higher units in the 3-letter organizations that were a part of it too, and that he tried to invade Area 51.
Yes. He went there, but it didn't work because of the CIA, and I don't know the details. But it couldn't. At the end, he didn't get the documents, and it was when he finished his presidency. He was apparently a bit bitter and scared.
He was devastated. Yeah. He had about 8 heart attacks too. I mean that.
Oh.
And just all the misinformation, all the rewriting of history. Because I have people, and I don't know what your thoughts are if you know anything about this, saying that he committed this horrific genocide of the Germans during the Second World War. So what do you know about that? That you're shaking your head, so it's not true, right?
No. He was a good man. You know what Val Thor said about your great-grandfather, that he was a remarkable man. That's a word I heard, remarkable. And he was his friend. To be friend with the Nordics and the Federation, you're a good person, and he told me about his anger, and as well about his love. He insisted a lot about Eisenhower's love for children, and he was worried about the children on Earth, and maybe he knew that the children were taken, maybe.
Well, yeah, and what I really feel for him about, and why I really feel like, part of my mission is coming into this family to help bring about truth and disclosure and definitely, ascension and human potential and what our DNA is really made of, is to clear him from this, because, somebody who cares so much about the children, who is always being blamed for the one signing the deals and that he sold us out. I mean, I feel him constantly since I was a kid, just not that he was saying something's not right here, but almost preparing me for getting to the bottom of this. And it's always been so strong. Go ahead with that thought. And then has Val connected with him on the other side? Because I heard that they're a part of okay. So what were you going to say though, after I said what I said, and then we could go in that direction?
He kept contact with him, and he met him twice after he finished his presidential time.
But after he transitioned, in the here and now, are they still, is the spirit of Eisenhower still working with that?
Oh, he didn't tell me.
Anyway, that's...
I suppose because they were friends and they kept contact. So I wouldn't be surprised. I can get this information. Yeah, I will ask.
I'd love to. I'll probably message you privately about some of this. I probably won't bring it up, but about maybe a message I can, or just a way to get more connected into this, because that's a whole other thing. But not have any. I have no expectations. But just to kind of go back. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I feel because I'm a shaman, and I see stuff. There is something very clear to me when I see, when I speak to you, is that you came, and I shiver saying that. You incarnated to put things back in the right way with these agreements. And you are very powerful, and your mission is super important. You came to bring the truth back and really tell what happened, and set back what your great-grandfather couldn't do. You will do it. That's what I feel. But that's my perception, that's my intuition, that's my, and that it's very strong to me. You came to finish what he couldn't do.
I've always known that since I was a kid. I'm like, what am I doing here? And it was instantly, it just came through. Just that time that we all kind of, ask those kind of questions, as you know. But yeah, so we're kind of going back into the Area 51 thing, the MJ-12, and the documents that he wanted to get his hands on. And it just blows my mind that they've been saying that he was the one that signed the deal. And you're one of the first people to ever really, really validate what my intuition has been telling me, that I haven't really been able to fully, validate. But I was saying something and you were about to say something in response, and then we kind of shifted gears, but I don't know if you remember what that might have been. Anything kind of coming through based on what we've been talking about so far that you haven't been able to put into words just yet?
Not at the second. It may come back in the conversation.
So we're unwinding from all this stuff. And this has been, obviously everybody's talking about 2020 being just insane, as we know. 2 weeks ago, you have visitation with Val. And didn't you say that Thor, that a bunch of them were getting all excited about something big about to come in and around like a 2 week ago kind of thing? That was when this other excitement was coming through, that they were really excited about what was happening? Or was that when you broke the 20-year spell of not talking for a while with
well, that was both. Yeah. When in 2018, when they abducted me again, they were very happy to see me again, and it was like very happy to see each other. But as well, I could feel this excitement when they said, "We are coming back because something great is going to happen for the earth, and we are back for it." It was like, yeah, it wasn't said like, "Oh, that's going to be, we're coming because," it's like, "We're back because," they were very enthusiastic.
And that was 2018.
Yeah, 2018. Yes.
That's after you had all this stuff already written in the script of their New World Order. So, well, it's been around for a long time. Go ahead.
And he said to me, "I would advise to you now to enjoy life. Go out, see people, go out and enjoy life. Because in 2 years' time, exactly in 2 years' time, difficult times will come when you will not be able to do this for a while. The lockdowns."
Yes. But then 2 weeks ago, you're meeting with Val. So,
yeah.
So right, they gave you kind of a heads up. So finish with that. And then the significance of this encounter with Val just being 2 weeks ago. So they were preparing you in 2018, basically. Have fun. It's gonna be temporarily taken away, right?
Yes, temporary. Yes. So they let me know is that by February 2021, end of February, all these lockdowns will be over, and we will know where we are going as a species. The winter solstice, nothing extraordinary magical happens on the winter solstice except this conjunction, this alignment of Jupiter and Saturn, but it's not just gravitational forces. But as it is the Earth that shifts, and now that's the druid starts to speak, the planet is shifting. So it works with the planet's seasons and rhythms and cycles. And the winter solstice is one of the cycles. What is it? It is the darkest points in the night, the darkest points of the year, when the nights are the longest. And after the 4 days of the solstice, because it starts on the 21st and it ends on the 25th in the morning, when we say the sun stops in the sky, because it just doesn't move very, when it rises still at the same point nearly. But after the 25th, the sun is going to rise earlier and earlier and earlier. And then it's the rebirth of light. That's why the Christians have put rebirth of the birth of Jesus, the King of Light. It's a rebirth of light for the whole planet. So that's a natural cycle. And then comes springs, and